give permission to your process. Let your process have permission to be what it is right now. Like, I don't know about you, but man, I've been going through like every emotion, I feel like, over the past month. Like I've had extreme, sadness and this feeling of grieving and loss, and I've had excitement, and I've had laughter and joy and optimism and hopefulness and gratitude, and then I've had feelings of feeling like betrayed and let down and disappointed. And I just want to encourage you that if you're feeling any of those things or any combination of those things, that's totally normal. That we have to give permission to our process instead of judging those things and being like, I feel that way again. I can't believe, I thought I was over that. Like, that's not going to be helpful right now. We have to create so much space for grace for ourselves and for each other right now. And hopefully that continues. I mean, I think of this past weekend, and I had so many moments of laughter and of joy and connection, being on Zoom calls with family and on doing Jackbox games with friends. And like, we laughed a lot, and it was really fun. And it was great. And then last night we were on a leadership meeting, my husband and I, with our church, a Zoom call. And I was asked a question at one point, and I just broke. Like, I started crying, and I was filled up again with that sense of sadness and loss. And the reality is that grief doesn't really have a timeline. There's moments where you might be triggered. You might be like, I'm doing great. And then something bubbles up. Let whatever that is bubble up. Because if we suppress it, it's going to show up in some other way that's probably not going to be helpful. So give permission to your process. If that process means that, in one moment you're feeling like really, really great and grateful and excited, and then another moment something hits you about the gravity of what's going on and you feel a sense of loss, that's okay. I think the goal is that we don't stay in the valley, that we intentionally take some steps based on some of the things I've shared in these videos, like finding bright spots or reaching out to people or doing something that brings you joy or something like that can pull you out of that valley. But let yourself have that experience in the valley, because suppressing those emotions isn't helpful. So give yourself permission to have your process, and give the people in your life, your family members, your friends, your coworkers, give them permission to have their process too. Because everybody's experiencing this somewhat differently. And so we have to create that space for everybody to have whatever their experience is right now. So give permission to your process, and give grace to yourself and each other.